who is Mongiwe Tumasugu. So he's going to join us through Zoom. So we have two guests, one in the studio, one on, through Zoom. Otherwise, let's just get into it without wasting any time. Vungans, nguvusele namhlanje mbam.
Nguvusele Fabrice. Nguvusele nawe babukele emakhaya.
Yes, your first time in the studio, and I think we've been always wanted to have you. Masugu, wherever you are, good evening. I know you're excited to join us. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. It's good to be back. Last year. Back to.
All right. Speaking like a champion now. Hold on there because you are in for a long discussion. There's a lot we have to answer. Vungans, Besibugana weekend they paid. I think as Imbabane Golf Club, you're the captain, you're the team leader. You had a tournament sponsored by Building Society. Ran for a period of 2 weeks. Yes. In terms of attendance, the level of competition, how did it go? Summary.
Asibonge Fabrice. Tournament yethu it's a yearly tournament. Played only by Mbabane Golf Club members. It's a reserved tournament for members only. It's a 2 days tournament.
Okay.
In terms of participation and registration, we had a field of about 80 golfers participating on the 2 days, which was it started on Saturday and ending on Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Captain, I know you want to dwell in so much on about the event, the attendance, the colorful, but maybe to give the viewer a chance, the viewer who couldn't pass by the golf course to see what was unfolding. And I'm sure you also want to see on TV, just to sit and relax and see how's the attendance, how's the event. This is what the sports team production managed to put together for you as a viewer to see how the story unfolded this past weekend at the Mbabane Golf Course.
Betty. Baby.
Listen to the celebration. Come on, he's going to tell us what that means. Now, that was the SPS Golf 2024 Championship. Mongiwe Tumasugu is the eventual winner. He's with us online. Masugu, the celebration on its own, and I'm sure you're quite relieved knowing that you're playing against some of the big guns in the capital city, including Mr. Maselela, the captain.
Look, that last part on 18 was huge for me. There was a lot of pressure. I genuinely did not have everything with me that week, but I knew that if I just stuck to my process, kept the dream alive, I knew that I could finish it. That's all I cared about. That's when I even said, when I shouted, "Come on!" It was after so much thinking about whether I was going to be able to pull it off and go back to back or leave, then come back to South Africa. A sad man, but there was a lot of emotion. This one was big. This one was really huge. To go back to back was not easy.
Yes, yeah. Vungans, it was a quite hot weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, it was.
The combination of the tendency and the temperatures on their own. Mbabane is not really normally a hot place, but their tendency. Did you have also international faces in terms of the attendance and looking at also the weather conditions? How was the competition?
Thank you. We didn't have an because as I said, it's reserved for Mbabane Golf Club members. He's not an international, he's one of our own.
Yeah.
It's just that he's now based in South Africa,
Okay.
School of Golf, which is a good thing. We thank the parents for that. And he has shown that he's somewhere in that school.
All right.
Yeah.
There was an auction on Friday. Before we get into the weekend, yes.
Yeah.
Let's start there. On Friday, there was an auction, and how did it go?
It went well. Actually, we don't like to call it an auction, but it's fundraising.
Fundraising.
Yeah, it went well. We're able to raise serious monies.
When you talk about money, you talk about the
87.
1,300 Malangen.
Yeah, but it had to go down because on Friday the calculations it was late. We ended up reaching that figure on Saturday or Sunday when we're trying to balance. We ended up going down to 85,000.
This is how much golfers can raise just by standing and talking. Let's say, I think go get 200, now go get 200, now go get 1.5. If we would figure it.
True.
It's no sponsorship for that. Now, Vugans, yes, and Dauniga Masugritu Masinyana, but then, yes, you mentioned that there were no international figures, but faces rather. But let's now look at the edition 2023, looking at how 2024 was. Would you say you've improved as a club, looking at the competition and the standard itself of this competition?
Definitely, there was an improvement. I think there was too much hunger from the golfers, considering the 2023 competition. It was the first time that it was won by this young man, who he was actually defending this time around.
Okay.
So many golfers came out, guns blazing,
okay,
trying to dethrone him, but unfortunately for them, he managed to stood his ground. But the turn up, it was good.
Right.
Because 2023 we had a field of about 76 or 74 golfers. Were around 79 or 80 this 2024 season.
Masuku, you left South Africa obviously with a plan in mind, with an objective, with an idea of what you wanted to achieve. When you came over the weekend, what was the idea? Did you, like you said, when you came, did you want to defend the title? Did you want to do better? Did you want just to get some practice? What was the point when you came to the tournament?
The only reason I came back, the only reason why I went back home was because there was a mission that had to be accomplished. I think even when I think about it, I had to take a bus shuttle from 2, got home at around 7. At around 8:30, I was on the putting green in Baman because I told my dad I need to warm up. Just because of the conditions and the difference in like speed of greens and all of those things, I had to just get my prep and get a bit into my head that, it's a change of environment. Obviously, this is your home course, but, you just got to the work that needs to be done. And I think even then, obviously, there was a lot of pressure this time. Last year, I hadn't won. So after finishing first last year, I was like, okay, it's just going to be back to back. Let's just flow like we did last year. But it was the complete opposite. It was a grind out there. And
to catch you, we're just watching you right now on television, celebrating and giving the cardamom a hug and the celebration. I'm trying to get maybe your reaction to how golfers were this time around. I remember you were here in 2023 and you went to South Africa. I'm sure the standard is quite different. People that you mingle every day. So when you returned this time around, how did you find the mood of the tournament? Do you think they have improved watching from far?
Look, my club. If there's one thing I realized about my club at home, we have such good members that always point out a deficiency, and we always look at trying to improve. Now that's why I feel like we found such a much bigger number than we had last year. For me, we're quite a small club. To clarify, quite a very small club, but I think as time goes by and the numbers will definitely increase. We bring a sort of fire, I feel. We bring a sort of fire, and the climate and everything just changes when there's a club champs being held in Babane, that's for sure.
Vugans, I think the biggest question is to ask, maybe, he's a young man, which means there's so much future to look at in terms of his future in the golf. Do you keep on producing youngsters in the golf like this? Is there a chance to have more youngsters like him coming up? I mean, I'm not trying to say that you who have reached maybe at the tail end of the career, because in golf there's no career. You can even shine at the age of 90. But how do you encourage such young men to excel in sport as a club?
Thank you. As a club, we do have initiative to support ama-golfers lamancane ukuthi ajoyine le club. Bakhona bocoach labakhona most of the time balapha club. And on top of that, ama-juniors ethu practice mahala lapha club. And uma kadlala aphinze adlale mahala or on a subsidized figure. And in so doing izama lokuthi ngobe kudulile kudlala igalofu. So makudlala umntali kuphinze kudlale nemntwana, so uyalibona leli joke. But ngiyasubsidize lawo ma-fees, babhadala ama-fees lamancane lawo bo 30 rand bo 50 rand. Sizama ukuthi labatali labadlala igaluva babalethe labantu ababo bangabashiyi ngemva ukuthi bathi le sport siyadula ngoba thina kusasikho kwethu sekukubo kunabala abancane ukuthi bachubeke basiyise empilo.
I want to ask a tricky question. I'm looking at some of the familiar faces on the screen. Do you when you talk about Mongi, I'm going to him straight, but do you recall when he came for the first time at the club? Were you there?
I don't think I was there.
But you remember? Do you remember him at early ages when he was still new at the club?
I remember seeing him around 2020, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's 4 years ago.
Yeah, but he was still young then.
And the passion was there.
And then he left for South Africa, and when he came back, he was another man. He was a man when he came back.
All right.
Yeah.
Mongi, I don't know if we're exposing you or what, but can you tell us how much you won in terms of, cash prize, lifting this, competition, and for you, what it meant for you? I think you've got a lot of things to look at in terms of your schedule, but in terms of cash prize, I think it will motivate some youngsters up there who also want to excel in the sport.
Just to clarify, this year, unfortunately, I didn't manage my way in the paycheck because my net score wasn't low enough. So I technically, even last year, I was playing for grass. The net score is what brings out the money. And even last year, I just got a pair of shoes. That was my reward. So this one, to be vitally honest with you, look, I've been in talks with Swaziland Building Society ever since I won last year. So I think from that, like my team there at home, I think this was a big push for something for the future, obviously. There was just a lot of, the beauty about this is that there's just more optimistic thinking now. They're conscious about what I feel I'm capable of, and I think I've made it clear and imminent that I'm here to stay. Look, I did it. I can do it. I did it once. I did it twice. I think next year I'm going to give it one more. If I go for the three-peat, if I get the three-peat done, that will be the end of me. That'll be the end of me. I'd have achieved what I had set out to do.
Quickly, maybe just not to step out of the topic, is that majority are asking themselves, you're still young. When you're in South Africa, are you there for academic reasons, or are you also still pursuing a golf, interests? And how are your parents also playing a key role in ensuring that wherever you are, you're doing both academic, issues and also partnering with issues related to golf? Are you doing both wherever you are, or you just went for one specific issue?
Yeah, so I'm in Eastleigh. I'm in Edenvale right now. I'm at Balderstone Sports Institute. It's a golf academy. in Joburg. I came last year Jan, and pretty much this place for me, an academy is really, they're just so focused on golf or whatever it could be. They're focused on a specific sport, and then they make sure obviously you get your academics done. So I do my schoolwork, my academics are done in the morning, and then from about 1 o'clock to 4:30, it's strictly golf. From a psychological and like a physical aspect, that's what this academy basically pushes for. Is to just give you that freedom to do what you love to do, but also make sure that you're getting, the fundamentals right, which is obviously the academics.
Mfungane, nangibuka tinombolo in terms of the structure, uke wayithinza kancane ukuthi nato tinhlelo tekuzama ukuthi nithuthukise labadlali abancane njengabo Masuku ukuthi bakhule, but nyaro kune building society as sponsor, ikhona i-Eswatini Rural Insurance, kuna ama-business leagues leniyayidlalako. Ngitiphi tinye letinhlelo lenato lesingasho ukuthi letinhlelo tifocus only on developing the sport, not to try maybe to say the sponsors away, but just to develop the sport, especially mhlawumbe bomake ngathi sekune kusale emuva kancane. I think so far nasikhuluma ngegaluva ligama lihamba embili nginobuhle bakhona bofisiwe, yes, but when we talk about golf we also want to hear the females. Yes, bakhona bomongiwethu nangisekhona, and I think I would recall other names at some point, Mandla Dlamini, all those guys. What are you doing to develop the sport as a club?
Thank you, Mr. Fabrice. Lenhlelo lethu lelifaka bo lama juniors, lifaka khathi nabo mark.
Okay.
Although it's actually not very easy loku entice labo mark ukuthi bete batodlala. Maybe because of the
belief.
Le belief nalokuthi thina lapha siwasebenzise emakhrathi lena ngiyane yethu ithinga ukuthi uyiwalk nje isikhathi esiningi, and mayiwalka emahlandla bese iyakhathalisa. Yeah, but lehlelo lethu labe ngikhuluma ngalo nje ecaleni lema juniors lifake ekhathi nabo make. Bakhona labancane basakhula, abancane kakhulu kunamonke. Banengi bomake nalabe besilisa. Yeah.
This is a group picture of all the athletes who attended over the weekend, including the sponsors. Ujoyina njani ukufuna kuba member lilunga lale club? Sengithi mina ngiyathi ukuthi la khaya sinalo lilunga lesebenza la khaya liphindze lidlale part of the club. But ujoyina njani ukuthi ube lilunga lale club?
If you want to be a member of Mbabane Golf Club, it's actually, the golf club is a section of the main club. You join the main club, which is, if you want to play sports only, you pay around 1,950, which is roughly 2,000. And then if you want to play golf now, there is an addition of 250 for you for the HNA card. That is what we call an HNA card, which is a membership. We subscribe in SA for that card. Yeah.
You talked about the females. I can see some of them on the screen also doing their best, part of the youngsters. Now, Mongi, before we let you go, we're still with you, of course, and I'm quite intrigued in what you've achieved so far. And I want to hear the response, maybe to at some point what your parents would say if we get a chance. But I want to talk about maybe something that when you sit wherever you are, you've learned from these guys, playing with the likes of Bo Masilela, Bo Meshak, Coach Dlamini, all these guys. What have you learned to be part of the Mbabane Club and being part of such competition like the SPS Championship? Is there anything that you take positive?
I think a major thing for me is just like, every single member there is so unique in their own sort of way. Everybody's coming from different circumstances, positions, and for me, what I really appreciate for all the time I've been there is like that family sort of environment. I never feel like an outsider when I'm there. I always feel like I'm at home. And that not one time have they made it sort of a hostile um, environment. It's always been free flowing, loving, and it's never been about how old you are, your position, what you're working for, where you are, what you are. You know what I mean? It's just been purely for the game of golf, and from you know what I can take. I can never take the credit for all the things that I've achieved. I can never take the credit because I've had days where I've taken advice or had just a normal conversation with Mr. Masilela. I've had coaching lessons with Coach Peter when I was 6, 7 years old. I've been with Coach Meshach for a very long time now. You know, it's a family sort of thing. It is that club is my family, and it's come to my attention that as I mature and get better into the game of golf, I hope one day I can make the club better. Obviously, we're a 9-hole course, so I always envision having it like an 18-hole championship course. I mean, we are the capital city, so pushing for those things and envisioning them like in my head sort of push me and drive me for better, because I can't take any single day out the way from the times where they allowed me to play in the dark or the times where they allowed me to play for free. That is my home. And for me, that has meaning.
Earlier on, maybe last two questions before I let you go, but we still with Mr. Masira here. Earlier on, you talked about the positives of the event over the weekend, but every win at some point, you've hit some moment where you were saying it's not my day. Earlier on, I was actually listening to an interview where your caddy on the day was speaking highly of you, of how you really push, and then I was wondering. Is it someone that you've always worked with whenever you're in the country, or it's just a caddy that you used on that day? What were your difficulties on the day, and how did he come to be so part of your game on the day, your caddy?
Okay, obviously his nickname is Pity. Pity for me, like ever since I was a child, from like when I was 5, 6 years old, he was always one of those guys there. He was so supportive, and I picked him up last year, and it's probably been one of the best decisions. I feel like we correlate so well. We just understand each other and our positions, and regardless of the fact that he's not hitting the golf ball, I think it's as if he's the one that's hitting the golf ball with how helpful and supportive he is. And even then, for me, that sort of expectation pushes me and drives me to try and make sure I execute the shot that we envision. Because this is like the player caddy conversation, even checking the wind, checking everything that's happening, worried about the slope, all those things come into play. And when I'm with him, I feel comfortable in my own space because I can express how I feel without being judged, or he's there to support me. He's not only carrying the bag, he's there to support me.
Masuk, I think you're lucky to have him because I was actually about to ask Masira if you are comfortable that he can use him when you're neutral land, because probably he's holding some luck whenever he's with someone and someone becomes a champion. But allow me to listen to him. Let's listen to him because he said something positive. Let's listen to him. And he was just decorating you. It was all about you, how good you are, what you can do. Let's listen to Masuku's caddy on the day. What did he say about his performance and how they went, the two of them, to be the champion?
Mungi was a bekakahle langa lonke bekanema bad luck ekungafiki green in time. Otherwise it's a good player, ngimlo kahle ekudlaleni. Lakhona engako ngasho ukuthi utibuyise pass kuze akhone ukuthola inkomishi because bekuyi pressure for kuzama kubitha bonke labantu. ngizamile ngayo yonke indlela ukuthi ngingamfaki leyo pressure ngafuna lokwanamuhla ukuthi akudlale kube good kwecala labadlala namuhla ube mningi kakhulu namuhla ngoba besingasibo lebesikahle namuhla sibehluleka namuhla but indlela letsite le ukuthi sibe yiteam kusitile.
I want someone like that when I play golf. A short break. When we come back, this man is going to tell us what's next for the club after the break.
Lalela ngikutshele tindzaba letibuye enkosini uyezwa na uthokandaba luthango lonke laselubonjeni aluphelele ehlane esigodlweni ngalesihlanu mhla tisiphohlongo indlovu lenkulu lite nebuganu bakhe mhla tiyimfica engomeni luthango mhla tilishumi liyachithwa luthango bongozi usho njalo umswazi omnyama kulabathuni ulodungandaba sembelebelweni ulodungandaba semambondweni bayethe wena waphakathi bayethe wena waphakathi phezu komkhono ngikuthunywa ngawo emakhosi luthango kufanele ukuthi livunule umhelwanelo ol-orange ngemgcibelo bese ngelisonto livunula umhelwanelo obomvu lungavunule mabalabala luthango alube luhle lukhethete ngalelo langa ayethe wena waphakathi.
Now, if you just join us, we are live. This is your Thursday edition of Temidlalo. We're catching up with the Mbabane Golf Club captain, Mr. Moses Masilela, in the company of the eventual winner of this past weekend's, championship, victory. That is Monguetu Masugu. That was the SBS, which means Swaziland Building Society Golf Tournament 2024. That was held at the Mbabane Golf Course. Now, one or two questions, Bunganza, before maybe we let we let Masugu go. But I want also to touch on how this does the calendar look like in terms of the club. Do you have anything coming up that will push also this young man to once again, he flies, but to make appearance in the country? How is the calendar looking like?
Unfortunately, when it comes to the other tournaments, because of school commitment, he's unable to attend. But we, in our calendar, we have two big ones, the Mbabane Open and the Mayor's Cup. The Mbabane Open date yet to be confirmed, but the Mayor's Cup is confirmed for the 11th of May. Yeah.
Okay. So as a club, the more you grow, the more the competition. Most of the time, business league, but September,
True. Yeah.
All right.
Besides the two big ones, we have our yearly sponsored, which goes through from January to December. ESRIC, our monthly mark.
Royal Insurance Corporation.
Yeah, we're playing it this coming Saturday. And then every second week of the month, we used to play the MTN Master of Masters, sponsored by MTN. But since last year, when the sponsor decided to expand to other golf courses, which is a good thing, we are now having only 3 tournaments. The other ones have been taken by the other clubs. The dates, we're supposed to have the first one in January. Unfortunately, we couldn't because we had to sign the contract first. But we'll have them in the other 2 months that are yet to be announced. Otherwise, we also have footies, sponsored by Footies, our competition, which is every the last week of the Saturday of each and every month. Yeah.
Is there a message you want to, leave with this young man? A question, anything you want to tell him? This is a free moment. I mean,
Yeah.
weekend was quite occupied. You were busy, he was busy. You might want to say something.
Yeah, it was, for me, I would say, at Mbabane, even if you win them Kotogale Koflembe on a Friday, when the other Friday comes, you are being watched as the defending champion, and we're always after you. That's the funny part of it. As I said before, when Mongi came this year, I remember one golfer said to me, if this young man was thinking of himself, he wouldn't come to defend. And I said, why? Who said you can't defend? And fortunately, he proved me right, and he defended the competition. It was very tough. Can assure you, it was very tough. But we managed to defend the competition. What I can say to Mongi is keep up with the good work. Everyone here at home, we can tell that where you are actually getting something. We can see the results. Keep up with the good work. As Fabrice said, both the academic part and the sporting part. And we thank you very much for coming back to defend. We wanted the defending champion.
Yeah, what is the defending champion? Yeah,
that was actually the what we put before the sponsor. That our young champion is coming back to defend. That was another motivating factor. Yeah.
All right, Mongi, we're going to have to let you go in less than a minute. Can you quickly tell us about how is your calendar looking like in terms of your activities? Any specific huge competition you need to take part of while you're in South Africa?
So at the moment, this actually, as soon as I got back to South Africa, I was told that I'm out for a week. I had been spending some time with my physio. I've been experiencing a bit of pain, but that's always the fact that I've been playing a lot of golf, and so I just did this 1 week off. I've got in 2 weeks' time. I'm playing at the country club in Johannesburg. I'm playing the Northern Amateur qualifiers. So there's a qualifier, then there's a 36-hole, like 2 rounds, and then as soon as that they make out like a cut, and then there's the match play. So I got that in 2 weeks, and then as soon as that, maybe by the end of March, I've got under 19 SA boys at Benoni Country Club. So it's a similar thing, but it's just obviously the under 19s. So the Northern Am is pretty much for every single age. It's not really it's not really on that age. There's no age required. So I'm preparing. Obviously, I'm resting right now. But as soon as it comes to Monday, it's back to work.
All right. No, Mongi Masuku, thank you very much for your time. I wish we had more time to talk. And if you happen to run into the likes of Jamie Pennington, just say hi to them. I'm sure you get to see them. Yeah, I know. So we talk next time. Thank you very much. Congratulations once again. Keep up the good job. And we are watching you every time, and you are keeping you in our prayers. Thank you very much. Yambona, the young man. Ooh, there's even a physio in golf. I mean, we know these terms only in football, team sports, but if a golfer is spending time with a physio, and then, but the message to the golfers who attended over the weekend, the club itself,
yes, Fabrice. Maybe before sibonge badlali nale club kungamdlulisa tibongo tilokotho nekubonga kakhulu ku sponsor sethu Swaziland Building Society. They've been with us for the past 9 years. This was the 9th edition. And the Mage Spanyon uvetile lokuthi batawuqhubeka nathi naku lo mnyaka lotako. Funds permitting, they are looking forward to increase the sponsorship, which is a good thing for the Mbabane Golf Club. And coming back to the golfers, without the golfers, there was no way the sponsor could have painted the golf course red. Siyabonga kakhulu. It was very impressive.
All right.
The turnaround was very impressive. And we appreciate as a club. Yeah.
You can see from the pictures where the managing director of Eswatini Building Society handing over to Mongiwa to Masugo, the eventual winner, and of course on the left side of the screen, kancane bayazuma nawe siyakubona lapha captain of the club, Mr. Masira. Thank you very much for your presence and for you to be here. Ngiyabona abo Cosmo sebaba ma legends eGalvin. Thank you very much for your time. We'll keep in touch and we'll always visit you whenever we have competition. We did catch up with some of the golfers on the day, the likes of Mkolese Makakula and Nosmino home, to hear what they have to say about the competition. And later on also, of course, the inside of the event. But we want to hear what some of the golfers had to say about the event.
It's my first club champs, huh? It's my first club champions.
How did it go?
Yesterday was tough. Today went well. Shot 1 over on my net, which is showing great improvement. But yeah, it's a tough 2 days. If you're not mentally prepared for it, yeah, it could be a draining time, huh? Yeah, they started coming together, especially on the back nine. The front nine was a bit, once again, of a rough one, early morning. Trying to wake up the body, wake up the mind. But water, man, just keeping hydrated and forgetting about the previous hole and focusing on the next shot or the next hole you're going on to is really what you have to try to do. It doesn't work, it's easy to say. It doesn't work all the time, but we keep moving it that way, yeah, personally. If I played like I played today, 100%. But yeah, after yesterday's round, it didn't look anything was going to come out of it. I think that's why I played well today. I did fancy my chances when I first teed off, but I think by hole number 5, it had run away from me already. So it is what it is. We keep moving forward, and we wait until next year.
All right.
Ngitiva ngimkhulu kakhulu kunabo bonke kulama ladies la ngeti namuhla. Livalo belikhona lona bhasi nje. Bengadi vele ukuthi lamadvodza ndawashaya vele. As always. Yebo ngabakhuthata ukuthi basijoinele sports because simnanzi and sisikhipha busy. Mina njengoba mina nje ngengaka. Ngikhipha busy from tabafana mangihluphi so ngihlala ngila khosini. In other words, ngathi i-boyfriend yami isikhwama sami.
Betty. Betty.
Now, this is your edition of Temidlalo on Thursday. More sporting activities are going to be discussed here. I'm joined by in-house analyst Ndadlamini. Lesingasho ukuthi nakunempela sondovele kubuya malanga akhe tindzaba tetemidlalo uyatilandzela nguvusele Nkosi nguvusele Sibali.
Ngiyabonga Sibali wami ngithokoza kakhulu uvusele nombulo weSwatini TV ngilesine Fabrice uteka yona solo sikhuluma tona tindzaba tetemidlalo tonke ngikhuluma mhlawumbe indzaba tabo volleyball ukhuluma mhlawumbe indzaba tabo cycling temabhayisikili konke Fabrice sikhuluma la kuloluhlelo.
Usakhuluma ngecycling master ngathi bekune campaign ngempela sonto kusichazela nje kafishane ukuthi bekwendekani.
Fabrice i-Cycling Association yaqala i-edition yesithathu le so yaqala umkhankaso wekuhambisa umlayeto kubashovi bemabhayisikili kanye nebashayeli betimoto bathi ke lesicubulo sabo Fabrice stay wider of the rider lokusho ukuthi la mgwaqweni chelelana nalo mshovu webhayisikili bakhuluma ke ngesigaba noma ngemigamo longanga 1.5 meters lokusho ukuthi umshayeli wemoto kudzinga ukuthi anike sikhala umshovu webhayisikili bakwentile ke even this past weekend basuka ke Fabrice kusukela baqala basuka lapha eCorner Plaza bathina basuka eCorner Plaza bahambe babheke emvutshini nababheke emvutshini bese bangena khona ku freeway bayithatha i-freeway bendlule kalozitha sorry nabendlula kalozitha bahamba bajike kamahala bayishayele circle babuyele back ezulwini eCorner Plaza baphinze bahambe via mvutshini ngicabanga nje Fabrice kude lana ukuthi kunekugcudzelana noma ukuthi kumele lomunye abambe
kude ama clubs as long as nje nelibhayisikile nale outfit yakho yangena emgwaqweni ngoba ukuthi nje vele lonke uhlobo likhona
lonke lihlobo likhona Fabrice lonke lihlobo likhona la lemabhayisikili ukhuluma ngabo MTB ukhuluma ngabo road cycling konke kukhona ngicaba ukuthi Fabrice njoba ngisho ukuthi lokho basuke bahambisa umlayeto ngiyathanza ke Fabrice ngendlela bashayeli bemoto laba responda ngayo ngiyathanza Fabrice ngendlela nabo labashovu bemabhayisikili nawumbona nje Clint awuchaza yona ukuthi McNamara uchaza kona ukuthi batawuhamba kanjani ezibasahamba lamgwaqweni nekuthi vele kumele bashiye umgamo longanani because vele kumele bahloniphe at the end of the day wonke umgwaqo usetshenziswa mhlambe ngibo bashovu bemabhayisikili konke kwenteka kanjalo but I think nje Fabrice etikoko konke sibonga wona ema clubs sibonge bona bashovu bemabhayisikili yes one of ema clubs sola chuba le politics lesingayifuni la kuma sports ba boycotta le awareness right le sengumnyaka wesithathu solo ba boycotta invo leyo lesingayifuni mhlambe banetizathu tabo but ngicaba ukuthi nakunetimvo leti kanjena kudzinga ukuthi nihlale phasi ne-association nisho nivete leningakutsanzi but ke nawo ngabe sofuna ku-control mhlambe buholi be-association vele awudeserve ukuba part of leyo association.
Inhlanhla master at some point mfisa ukuthi silalele labashovi ukuthi bebathini on the day in terms of the initiative ukuthi basebenzise le side singathi ma pedestrians then the timoto tendlule but ngicabanga ukuthi mina nawe master for the longest time to 15 years sisikhavile imicuthelana emabhayisikili azange sive ukuthi kube nengodi ukhanza ukuthi mhlambe umshovi nemshayeli wemoto khona inkinga labe khona kusho ukuthi kukhona ukuthi iphatha kahle emgaqweni
kukhona Fabrice noma kungete kwaba mhlambe ingodi letingasithi inkulu tiba ngodi makhata nangabeka kanjalo but kusukela waqala lo mkhankaso lo kwehlile vele kakhulu nalokuhloniphana kuthi batathi bashovu bemabhayisikili bahamba emgaqweni babe bahuthelwa emahuti tonke letinvo sekukhona lokuhloniphana ku-understand ukuthi umgwaco uhlukanisiwe njengoba lemdwebo lelaphazi lo yellow na white usho something la ku white khona kuhamba timoto bese kuthi ngala mshiya lo la kuna yellow line khona kuhamba bamvu kuhamba amabhayisikili kudzinga ukuthi wena mshayeli wetimoto ukuhloniphe lokho ungabese soshaya emahuthi kanzi nawe phela sowecile ngoba lo mshovu wamabhayisikili nasangenela khathi la kunama line khona lamhlophe vele songayishaka ihuthi ukhombisa ukuthi uhamba enzaweni lengasiyo kodwa ke Fabrice nakuyi official race baye uthola ukuthi leti moto tiyemiswa because i-official race kusuka kune competition kuthi ama-national champs nje nyalo nga-April vele lo mgwaco emaphoyisa aye show ukuthi bayadirector timoto ukuthi anihambi kuphi nihamba kuphi ngilapho ke lesikhuluma ngehloniphana khona. I think nje lokhu Fabrice njengoba ngisho ukuthi over the past 3 years umthelela wako uyabonakala.
Now ulithola master wakhulumisa linye labashovi bemabhasikili on the day about the initiative, and it's all about just getting the idea of what they are trying to achieve. Nabuka leti nomboro kuyacaca ukuthi vele bonke bayisukumele tolenza basasibeve ukuthi bathini about the initiative ukuthi vele basebenzise umgwaco useceleni.
I think Eswatini. I think for the most part we haven't received a lot of MR reports of Kuzikhona the same and so and then secondly, I think over the last few years, Sibonile, even though we can see that high lama accidents, but Sibonile Emma motorists on the road as I that space, that 1.5 meter space between themselves and the cyclists as well. So nale improvement leyo siyayibonga futhi as well ku community yethu lesiphilisana eSwatini, because at least as we continue to preach abantu bayabona abantu ba very considerate of cyclists on the road.
Kuyasilimata kakhulu ukuthi bashayeli bangasihloniphi emgaqweni because kugcina sekudisturb even now rider, so phethe kuthuka. But today njengoba sigcwele highway kungumgwaqo lo busy, siyethemba ukuthi bashayeli batawabona amabhayisikili, and then in future abantu sinababona ibhayisikili they have to give about 1.5 meters away from the rider lokutayenda ukuthi be safe.
As cycling ifune connect zama communicator nabo drive as nabo bafune ba communicate nathi sikhona lokukhuluma nawo masithatha likhona siyakhona kubatshela ukuthi okay sithatha likhona khona sitoba sonke sibe safe webethu lo limalayo so it's indlela nje ukukhuluma ngizame communicate na driver ngisho aba omati but nje uzame ungabi semodini lengekho obicycling ungene emgwaqweni kanti uyabo nebantu abashayelayo ungangiphetha aboshayelisa abo driver kabi bethu sapho batokhokhela inkhani kulabanye abantu phinda ba wrong kanti nguwe lo bakhulumise kabi nje so kuhloniphana.
Isitha kakhulu awareness ride ngokuthi the traffic on the road iyabona ukuthi kufanele sishayele umgwaqo and sonke sinama rights ekuhamba kulo mgwaqo, not ukuthi because khona lama cyclists netimoto tifuna kulwa nathi emgwaqweni. I don't know why.
Imcoka kakhulu because sihlangana even with beginner cyclists, so nasihlangene siyakhona ukuthi sihambe simunye sihlangane with the other clubs kutele segregation. We're just Eswatini cyclists, si promote the sport as so ukuthi sadewe na 7 nalabangadi labashayela imoto bakhona ukusihlonipha nasihamba emgwaqweni lokuthi basibona nje sihamba ngamabhayisikili.
Now, quick one. That was some of the, cyclists on the day. As you could see them, Seabeva, top female cyclist, Bonsigi Mhlovu. Just quick one, master. It's Mhlovu with an M. Ne? She's also one of the upcoming cyclists. Let's see now how they're performing these days. She's doing something.
Not even upcoming. Yes. Not even upcoming.
No,
national champ.
In terms of kupagamisa emabhayisikili esigabeni sabo mark, she's putting it there on the map. Yes.
I think she's the best. She's the best. Like Nyalo engwelo sahamba embili national champ. When she's looking forward to defender ititle yake even this year.
Volleyball master over the weekend. Bekudlala series, the finals. Once again, correctional doing what correctional does. Champions, both male and female. Bese ngiyathuka master chiki sekuphuma ama rankings. How? Na live la Eswatini
alikho.
yini inkinga master ngoba siya compete
but ke Fabrice sesinake nakho sinake lokwazivelela bekudlala njengoba ukhuluma yona indzaba ema series siyakhumbula ukuthi series 1 ya win correctional series 2 ya win correctional bekudlala ke nyalo Fabrice ema finals series 3 kuqaliwe ke Fabrice kudlala wona ama semifinals lapho khona sabona emaqembu lafikile ku ema semifinals kubo babe ifikile yona i correctional yafika iRes yafika iReps yafika iBobcats bafikile labo ku final yabo babe sorry kuma semifinals abo babe then kuma finals yafika iReps ine correctional icorrectional ke ikwentile nakulehlale ikwenta ukuthi igcine iwinile 3-0 Fabrice nangasho kanjalo I think iReps itendele phasi kule game le ku cishe kuma sets lamaningi kakhulu nawubuka ukuthi beba ne chance ukuthi bangakhona kuyimatcha yona I correctional or even bayiwine but bonduku ngale ku correctional ba prove ukuthi ba provile ukuthi why babe one of my best volleyball players la khona lapha even ukhuluma ngendlela laba spike ngayo but lengakhala ngako mina benda one and the same thing bona be reps na ukhuluma ngekusetha ukhuluma ngekuspike basetha emabhola abe mathe kakhulu uthola ukuthi banika isikhathi less enough base correctional ukuthi ba blocks kuma females labafika kuma semifinals ikhona izakhele ikhona Scorpions ikhona reps ikhona correctional final kwase kufika icorrectional nema reps yafika yawina icorrectional again.
Beautiful stuff. Now, these are the awarding processes, the celebrations from some of the teams, the excitement. I found vele ngoba bahlonyiswa ngetigaba from number 3, number 2, number 1. Master, walithuba ukukhulumisa bokapteni baramacembu ikakhulukazi kubo nabo make correctional na emabhareni walenhlangano. Asesibeve ukuthi kahle kahle benda njani ukuthi bakhone ukuhlala bahlele esicongweni ukuthi bahambe embili emidlalweni wevolleyball.
Ngidawukhuluma ikakhulu nasemantfombataneni nje la uhlale sowubona khona ukuthi sekunabadlali labangathi basha labancanyana lasebaqala bangena emathimini nasebafaneni sesiyabona ukuthi kunale luchinjo ukuthi akusasile team ama-teams sekatshintshana la ngena ku top 4 lokusho ukuthi lamamula sport series enda ema-teams ukuthi aqhubeke ajime awusati nje ukuthi obani laba ku top 3 nakanjani lokusho ukuthi thine ku NEC siyakhuthateka ukuthi ema-teams ayajima and ahlala ajima because siyati ukuthi sitawudlala ema-series.
Okay, ma-teams are prepared so bekadlala imvungazi ukuthi this year bonke batshela ngokuthi bafuna ukukhompitha ne-correctional so badlalile vele onke actually onke ama-team bakhona adlale kahle.
Okay, ngasho ukuthi most of our players bane experience from kudlala bezone 6 lemaveni so now kuyayifaka lelo then nokutimisela ejimini ufake amandla bese apply again.
Kutimisela is the key word, the secret. Master siyahamba, but I want your comment. Senda kahle club wise. Bese chiki nakufika kuma national teams rankings asikho. Ngibonile logo on the side na ubabuka nje from the photos were a member of the African CAF whatever volleyball confederation, which means the clubs are doing very well. When you attend competitions correctional, they are doing very well. The competition is one of the best in the region. Now ubuka the standard. Now I'm sure you're happy. But bese sekwendekani master ukuthi singarecognize.
I think Fabrice lokusha kakhulu tindzaba tetimali i-association ikhala ngetimali kakhulu ukuthi abakhoni kungenela ema games like boma qualifiers boma Africa games abakhoni kwangenela but ke simvile na lisekelela amabhalana Eric Gama kusho ukuthi this year batawuzama ukuthi vele bayingenele batawukhulumisana na Sports Council na IOGA ukuthi babachaze babasekele babasekele ngetimali ukuthi bakhona ukungenela lemidlalo yaseAfrica kude nathi sitawukhona ukuthi sirenkwe silivela seSwatini because at the moment nangabe singarenkwa akuhambi neze nani kahle.
Woo, there you have it. Thank you very much, Tamin. We're loving and leaving you. Just know that the weekend is upon us. The biggest game in the MTN Premier League, Manzini Wanderers versus Mbabane Swallows at the Mafso Sports. We cannot wait. It's a game that will change a lot on the title race and on the relegation battle. But before that, on Friday, remember we have an assignment. All Africa game Ghana. The announcement of the team is tomorrow at Olympia Africa offices in Lobamba. So we hear the team that we'll be leaving. But otherwise, the fixture is on the screen. MTN Premier League this coming weekend. Ilova Rangers, Master Denver, Red Leopard. Can they pick something? Quickly, Master Sings in Hospice, Moroni Pirates, Green Mamba, Madrenya. Green Mamba from defeat against Moroni Pirates, Azuruni United, Young Buffaloes. Master, time is against us. But time is against us. Three big teams.
Mavuso. On Sunday, yes.
On Sunday.
Skatse fireworks. Yes. Even in the stadium, the atmosphere, sibeng lesinye.
One of the biggest game in the land. One of them, not the biggest, but one of the Manzini Wanderers versus Mbabane Swallows. We cannot wait. It's Sunday. Linda Lamini in the company of the entire sports team that brought you the show and the entire Eswatini television broadcast. Spuma Ganshi. Sihlala kamnasi.